Okay, so I don't know what Chocolate Sunday series this is. I'll update it, but anyway, it's about 20, I don't know. I haven't been online for a while, and you know, sometimes I regret doing these kind of videos when I'm just bursting with wanting to communicate, but this is what I'm going to do. It's Angie, it's April, and I've timed this for 10 minutes because a lot of you know I've dropped my laptop, broke it, so we're doing this the old fashioned way on YouTube. I suppose the first thing I want to address and I'm frustrated about, I've met somebody. I live in a small town in rural Ireland with 2,400 residents, and you know, I'm 55 and I've been on my own I've been separated, divorced, whatever, for 13 years. Couple of relationships in between, but on my own at least for the last 7 years. And I've met someone who moved into town newly, and although a lot of people have wished us well, the begrudgers have also reared their heads and seems like trying to sabotage things. So my friend is kind of private, not used to rural Irish towns, a bit shocked at all the gossip, and the thing that's really upsetting me is that although probably 80% of people are saying this is wonderful, we're so happy, you know, we're the same age, he's widowed, I'm divorced, we've got a lot in common, and we've been very happily dating for the last 7 or 8 weeks. So where most people have been like fabulous, a few people have been pure outright malicious, and there's no other word for it. Evil springs to mind. You know, and they're treating it like the prince and the pauper, like, oh, you know, this, whatever, he's a professional, you know, he's a European, he's whatever, you know, he's human just the same as everybody else. And I'm a single parent in a council house, you know, on carer's allowance or whatever. So whatever judgments people are making, one person a week after we started dating approached him and said, oh, you could have done worse, but don't lend her any money, which I find very offensive, and haven't had the courage to confront that pillar of the community yet about that kind of, you know, rudeness. And then yesterday somebody took the biscuit and knocked his door. Actually, he's renting a house in the town, and they actually knocked on his door. Now I have no clue at this stage who this was, and just said, you know, Angela Power, are you lending her or giving her money? And understandably he was shocked and like taken aback, and you know, thought I'd gossiped our personal whatever. He just was horrified, and you know, it could potentially just destroy the very young stage of a relationship. Now I'm in the position where I think, you know, even after a couple of months dating, if he's going to be swayed by that kind of malice and begrudgery and evil and insanity, then, you know, jog on. But also, when I lived in America for 5 years, I used to yearn for Oldcastle. I used to think, oh God, you know, I'd love to walk to Super Value and say hello to 20 people. I'd love to go to a funeral and feel like nobody does funerals like Ireland. You know, I'd love to go to a family reunion and be with people that know me. But the dark side of it is this brutal, brutal character assassination. So I shouldn't feel any need to clear my name. You know, I don't know what I am more, angry or sad, but I do handle a lot of public money, you know, because I'm well educated, but I was not happily married, so I've reared my kids mostly on my own. I made a conscious choice to swallow my pride and jog along in relative poverty so that I could be a full-time mum. And the way I've kept my brain going is to keep active. So I've been involved with the Residents Association, the Kenya Project, the Parents Association, and I've just done my bit on a voluntary basis so that I don't feel like I'm a burden to the state, or I'm a freeloader. But that also puts you vulnerable, so people are like, oh, where did that money go? Oh my god, what? How did she get this? How did she get that? Well, once in a while, whether it's from editing or publishing, or whether it's just the goodness of God, whatever, once in a while I get a few quid. So I might have bought my camper, I might have replaced my car, I might have gone to America. I've never stolen money, I've never embezzled money. And there's a Shakespearean saying, methinks the lady protesteth too much. And on one level I don't think I should have any responsibility whatsoever to even make this video. But I know how small towns work. And they work on the premise of guilty till proven innocent. So I'm very, very upset that a new relationship that I was excited about, he was excited about, it's not over, but it's definitely severely damaged by some stranger knocking. First of all, a local pillar of the community says to him, I told you that, oh, you could have done worse, but don't lend her any money, which is, the only grounds for that is that when my marriage broke up, my husband's business went belly up, and he left 100 grand of debt, and I used to do the books and the VAT, and so he fled to England. I was a joint signatory. Hello, there I was, left in Oldcastle with 3 kids and 100 grand of debt. I dealt with it with as much integrity as I could, and I've risen from the ashes on that one. And anybody who knows me, like the milkman, the butcher, the credit union, the local tradesman, I pay my bills. I pay my bills. I do my best, I really do, and I try and keep my word. But anyway, so we'll get over that. So the pillar of the community warns my boyfriend off me in the first 2 weeks. Then yesterday somebody knocks on his door, and we still have to get to the bottom of who it was. And there's my 10 minutes up, so we'll have to go on to stage 2, because this old-fashioned way only makes one video at a time.